content of the chapter to story about flying, that is his first flight. So now we will do the next content, that is the Black Aeroplane by Frederick Fawcett. Okay, reflects on how one judgment gets distorted due to fanatizing and how it creates problem. So in this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing right thing. So, but miraculously, he somehow managed to escape with the help of unknown mysterious or unknown airplane. All right, so we'll look onto the lesson. Up in the east, behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone, high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota airplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I look at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. The narrator is saying that it was a night time. The moon was coming behind me and the star was shining. It was a night time when the sky was very clear. There was no cloud in the sky. So the sky was very clear. So he could see the stars twinkling. You could see the star shining. So the pilot was very happy. He was in peace and he was flying above this sleeping countryside. तिमीलाई यादै छ बस्ती है भिलेज चाहिँ बेलुका इभिनिङमा सबै भिलेज सुतिरहेको थियो अनि त्यो माथि चाहिँ when he was flying he felt very happy. So he was flying over France to England. Okay, his aeroplane name is Dakota. So he's flying over France and he's going back to England. So he says it was 1:30 in the morning. 1:30 in the morning. So he was dreaming. He was fantasizing. He was fantasizing about holidaying with his family. Paris control soon. I thought as I looked down past the nose of the airplane, I saw the lights of the big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to run 12 degrees west now. DS-088, over. In the France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control personnel about his presence and instruction. So at that time, he could see the light from the Paris city, from the nose of his aeroplane. He could see the Paris city. So he informed control agency about his location. Right? You can see here. I am on the way to England. Over. So he's giving instruction about his position. So the Paris control room he also immediately replied him, and they told him to turn to 12 degree west. All right. The compass, switch over to my second and last fuel tank and turn the Dakota 12 degree west on towards England. I'll be in time for a breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was easy flight. So here compass means instrument telling for direction, not your geometrical compass. There are different compass in the airplane that will tell the different direction. There are compass in aeroplane as well as you can find this compass in ship also. Airplane ship So after receiving the instruction, the pilot gear up and followed them while putting the last fuel tank in operation. All right. So all the time he was dreaming about his time with his family. Then start thinking about having a very big English breakfast, ekdam satisfactory breakfast banana. Right? And he was thinking about that. So he was calm as everything was going under plan. All right. About 150 kilometer behind me, when I saw the clouds, storm clouds, they were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go to the Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I will take the risks, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Crossing Paris, the narrator saw the huge cloud, right, storm cloud, and they were very huge on this, and it was so huge that he has compared that storm clouds to the black mountain. So he's saying that he could not fly up and over them, okay, and he did not have even a fuel to fly around them also from north or south. So in that moment, the right thing was he had to go to Paris, right? And even he thought कि I have to go back to the Paris. तर he was very eager to go home, and he wanted to have breakfast with his family. अनि त्यो eagerness को कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ he told himself कि he will take the risk. Thus he headed the plane right into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the airplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I could not believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instrument was suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. So when he made up his mind to go through the cloud. So when he reached inside the cloud, everything was black. So it was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. So the aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. Yata uta twist hunदै कुद्दैछ. So he looked at the compass. मुनि compass हेर्दा पनि he could not believe his eyes because the compass was all compass was turning. Round and round, एकदम घडी जस्तो हुन्छ compass is like clock only. The clock एकदम घुमे जस्तो गर्यो अनि because it was dead अनि it did not work. अनि यो मात्रै compass मात्रै नभएर अरू other instruments were also dead है. अनि he tried the radio भन्दैछ. So the narrator was helpless. अब के गर्नु, अब केही त काम गरेको छैन माथि. Okay, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then in the black cloud quite near me, I saw another airplane. It had no light on its wing, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved, "Follow me." He was saying, "Follow me." He knows that I am lost. I thought he's trying to help me. Help me. So he started calling Paris Control Agency who had helped him earlier. Tara, everything was dead, so he could not get connection because of that weather. So in midst of everything, यो सबै घटनाको बीचमा चाहिँ he saw a ray of hope when he saw another aeroplane. So he felt relief when he saw another aeroplane or another pilot facing and willingness to help him. Willingness to help him to accept the storm. So he with his one hand wave he said, "Follow me," because the narrator is saying that he knows that he is lost. So and the pilot is very kind as and trying to help the narrator. Slowly to the north, in the front of my Dakota, so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the cloud. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of light in front of me. It was a runaway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see anywhere. Okay, runaway means जहाँ चाहिँ aeroplane दुईपट्टि लाइट हुन्छ and there is a stripe जहाँ चाहिँ एरोप्लेन चाहिँ इट विल टेक अफ र ल्यान्ड गर्दा चाहिँ त्यो बाटोलाई चाहिँ रनअवे भनिन्छ है. अनि फ्राइटन मिन्स टु टेरिफाई, फलोड भनेको पछाउनु, सो ग्ल्याड मिन्स ह्याप्पी. सो ही टर्न्ड हिज एरोप्लेन स्लोली टु द नर्थ and he could see that another black aeroplane in front of him. अनि he was very happy है. अनि लाइक अ ओबिडियन्ट चाइल्ड भन्दैछ है, उनले त्यो एरोप्लेनलाई पछाउँदैछ. So after half an hour, that airplane was still there in front of him. Right, the cloud भित्रै छ. अनि त्यति बेला चाहिँ he's frightened, terrified छ, because he has only enough fuel to fly for 5 to 10 minutes भन्दैछ है. अनि त्यति बेला ऊ एकदम प्यानिक भयो. Then suddenly that black airplane started going down. है अनि उलाई त्यो ब्ल्याक एरोप्लेनलाई स्टार्टेड फलोइङ अनि त्यो फलो गर्दै गर्दाखेरि देन दे केम आउट अफ द क्लाउड है अनि क्लाउडबाट आउनु बित्तिकै हि स द लङ लाइन अफ लाइट्स इन फ्रन्ट अफ मी है त्यो लाइट चाहिँ के हो अरे रनवे देख्यो भन्दैछ त्यो एरोप्लेन कुद्ने ठाउँ हि स है अनि देख्नु त्यो खुसी भयो होइन इट वाज अ रनवे एन्ड एयरपोर्ट आई वाज सेफ भनेर ऊ खुसी भयो अनि खुसी भएर चाहिँ हि लुक ब्याक है अनि टु द एरोप्लेन अब त्यो अर्को मलाई सहायता गर्ने एरोप्लेन कहाँ छ हेर्दा त इट वाज डिसपियर्ड है त्यो हरायो त्यो स्काई वाज एम्प्टी है त्यहाँ केही पनि थिएन है अनि हि कुड नट उसले यताउता पनि हेरेछ अनि हि कुड नट सी एनीवेयर I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another airplane, up there in the storm. No other airplane were flying tonight. Yours was only the one I could see on the radar. So who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black airplane, flying in the storm without lights? So radar means a system for detecting by sending out pulses of radio waves. है रडार भन्छ त्यहाँबाट रेडियो वेभ्सहरु चाहिँ सिग्नल दिन्छ सो स्ट्रेन्जली इन अ भेरी स्ट्रेन्ज म्यानर सो द अथर डिड नट नो वेयर ही ल्यान्डेड है अनि उले यहाँ भन्दैछ कि ही इज नट वरिड टु वक अवे भनेको ही इज नट वरिड टु लिभ द प्लेन अनएटेन्डेड होइन सो वेन्ट स्ट्रेट टु द control room to ask about other pilot and के भयो कहाँ गयो भनेर पाइलट गर्नु डाइरेक्ट he went to the control room. So to his utmost surprise the lady informed him कि there is no other plane in the sky except him because of the bad weather and bad weather background there was only no one so yours was only one I could see on the radar भन्छ लेडी हैन त्यो जुन रडारमा चाहिँ खाली उसको मात्रै एयरप्लेन देख्यो भन्दैछ so in he is left with an एस्टोनिस भनौँ है ऊ अचम्म भयो उसको मनमा एकदम छक्क पर्यो है अनि उसको मनमा एउटामा थुप्रो क्वेसन एकदमै त्यसको एन्सरै छैन है अब यो कसले उलाई त्यो ब्ल्याक एयरप्लेनको पाइलट को हो उले त्यो स्ट्रमबाट निकाल्ने त्यो पाइलट कहाँ छ के भयो कसो भयो उलाई के अतपत छैन भन्दैछ सो this is the lesson this is the story about the black aeroplane all right so again you have textual exercise यो गर्नु सो अगाडिको जुन लेसन छ त्यसको एन्सर आई हेभ सेन्ड टु द स्टुडेन्ट हु हेभ सेन्ड मी द एन्सर उनीहरूलाई दिएको छु सो यसको पनि तिमीले गर्नु है यु डु द अल द एक्सरसाइज यहाँ छ यसलाई एकदमै गर्ने अनि गरिसकेपछि अगेन आई हेभ सम क्वेसन्स फर दिस लेसन अनि यो क्वेसन्सलाई पनि काइन्डली यसलाई गर्ने है गरेर यु सेन्ड इट टु माई पर्सनल वाट्सएप अनि वन्स आई रिसिभ योर एन्सर विल मुभ अन टु नेक्स्ट च्याप्टर अलराइट सो टिल देन टेक केयर स्टे सेफ maintain social distancing all right thank you